Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome to episode 3 of GAB-Fest.
How are you going?
I'm going great. This is actually take 2, guys. I'm going great. How are you going?
Not bad. This week's been a week. Just lots going on. I think
Your poop's gonna be full.
my poop. Yeah. She's got a lot of
She's
poop.
got a lot of poop going on. Oh gosh.
I reckon just going back into 5 days of work was
After the long weekend.
Yeah.
Did you have a busy long weekend as well?
Yes, and I had a busy long weekend, so that was my scoop. I had a really nice Easter break.
Yeah.
But then going into this week, following lots of like social things and also just catching up with work. I got to this weekend and just my capacity was down.
Absolutely.
And that's fine though.
Yeah.
And I think I've learnt now to be like, okay, I need to just have some boundaries of I'm only going to do 1, 2, 3 today. And that's fine.
Absolutely. And like, this is a nice little throwback to Ep 1 when we were like...
the live rendition.
Yeah, the live rendition. Throwback to Ep 1 when we said when you have a really busy weekend, you feel the effects of it throughout the week, especially on the long weekend.
Oh,
because
yeah.
then you go straight from kind of like 3-day, 4-day weeks to a full 5-day workload. So I completely get that.
So that's my poop. Just feeling quite tired.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I'm aware now and do what I need to do to recharge, fill back in to the cup. So if that's your reminder, if you're feeling a bit burnt out, let's say, take that time, schedule in those things that's going to help you to recharge.
Absolutely.
So that's me.
Scoop and poop. It's kind of like a nice little package.
Okay, I do actually have an actual scoop though. If you are looking for new bed linen at the moment,
go on.
Bed Bath and Table have an amazing sale.
There's one just around the corner from here, actually.
I actually withheld myself from buying anything when I went yesterday.
Oh my
I don't actually need it. The price, the bargain was just calling
to you.
I ended up just saying, nope, go. You don't need it.
Yeah.
Don't retail therapy right now.
Don't do it. Don't do it when you're feeling flat. Think about what you want to buy.
But the Queen set was originally $200. This quilt set down to $99. So good.
100% you should shop the sales. If you want those stuff, like that's when you do it.
If you
wait
need,
for the sale.
If you need
Bed Bath and Table.
Got you guys.
Got you guys sorted with your bed threads.
And what's your poop and scoop?
Oh my gosh. All right. Scoop. Let me think about this. Scoop. I'm on school holidays at the moment. So lots of time for refresh and to do things that I haven't had time to do in the term. And especially since, I know, little happy dance. Going into a reporting term, I'm really just trying to get myself organised and try and smash some of those things that I've wanted to do because I know I won't get time leading up. So this school holidays is really just sorting my brain and my space out, which I think I never ever give myself time to do because usually on school holidays I feel like I'm on annual leave, I have to do this and I have to do that, but I think this is what I need right now.
Yeah.
So I'm slowing down. I've made a list of things I really want to get done and I'm just going to prioritise myself, and I know I will thank my future. Future self will thank me for
growth.
it. Right, I know, and I'm also weaving in a little bit of social stuff as well. So like bit of social, still keeping my routine at the gym, but ticking off those jobs that I want to get done, and also giving myself some time for R&R, reading.
I guess then, do you feel just balanced?
I'm feeling leading into my poop. I had a bit of a weekend over Easter, so that's probably it was lovely, but it was just I had some personal stuff going on, so I think now I'm coming kind of back into balance, but that threw me off for a second there. But it is really nice to get back in that routine and be able to prioritize self-care and getting yourself back to life.
Sometimes those poops, let's say, like that prompts us even more to come back to what you can control.
Absolutely.
Your routine, those really simple basic things.
And it's so funny because we both have a similar poop for different reasons, but it's just prioritize it. It shows you how important it is to make time for that.
I think that's also why we get along so well, because we can pick up like when the other one's a little bit off, or like can also relate to just that, like that mindset with work.
Yeah, absolutely. I've really been trying to set boundaries for myself this holidays. Do not work more than 2 days, because we have to work in the holidays to get things done.
Yeah.
But I'm putting boundaries of how much work I do, because no, we're not playing this game.
No, otherwise you're not getting paid to do that on your school
on
holidays.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the scoop and poop. Lovely.
So we thought today's topic, it's sort of a double whammy. Learning a little bit about like what's the inner critic, and becoming intuitive. What was I say? Yeah. Becoming intuition. Yeah. You can't become intuition, but you can be intuitive, more intuitive.
Yeah.
So what do you think intuition is?
Oh my goodness. I just think it's being really in check with what you need and what, I don't even know what you need and what you're missing, and what is causing the things around you to happen. And like, it's your gut, like it's your gut feeling, trusting your gut. But sometimes your intuition can get thrown off with things in life.
Ooh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Is that how you would describe it?
Well, that point you just made is something I hadn't even considered. For me, intuition is like, your gut, but it comes from your values and what you think is right or wrong for you could be for someone else, or in a situation. It's just, it's a feeling. It's a feeling.
Yeah.
But it's a thought, really.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost ineffable. Like, it's almost indescribable.
Yeah. As you can tell by us, like, sitting here trying to...
How do I explain that?
It? Yeah, dictionary.
What is intuition?
We're getting a bit philosophical here.
But yeah, I would just say, to my core, it's my gut feeling. But it definitely... I think there was once upon a time when my gut feeling was always very, very accurate, just because I never, ever questioned my intuition. And I think sometimes when other aspects are influencing different parts of your life, you start to question yourself. Yeah. Is that really what my gut is telling me to do? And that's leading into the other half of this topic, the inner critic.
Yes.
And I think they almost battle a little bit.
Yeah. And I think a point I just wanted to make as well was... I think your intuition, though, can be influenced by people, scenarios. I think you did just say it then. But it can almost, your intuition could even be like a fight or flight response.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I didn't even think of that, but absolutely it could.
So, it could be you doing something to protect yourself, like avoiding a situation or, rearing up. Yeah. Something. Attacking. Yes.
Or running away from something, yeah. Or just not knowing what to do. Yeah. That's so true. Fight, flight, or freeze.
Yeah. And I think intuition then can change over your lifespan then, because what I might have intuitively thought was the right thing for me to do in the past,
you wouldn't think the same.
Yeah, I can even say that like in a year on, there's things where I'd look back and go, I see why I did that then. Would I do it now? No, my gut tells me differently.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're definitely, and even your fight, flight, freeze changes. Because I think there's even, you at one point in your life, you might be a freeze, but now you might be a fight. You might be I think even those change.
What do you think you are?
Now, fight.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. I don't know. Or freeze. Yeah. I'm not a big flight. I don't like running away from things.
I agree with that. I couldn't see you give that response.
I can probably name on one hand how many times I have had the flight response in my life. in all my experiences.
Mm-hmm.
As a adolescent, definitely more freeze. Fight has developed more as I've gotten older. But yeah, there's a good in between. But that fight, I say fight, but let me preface, I am not someone who enjoys conflict. I'm not someone who enjoys like uncomfortable feelings. So when I say that, I mean like if you really end up in that almost like primal, and that's what that analogy is almost about.
Yeah.
When your brain can't think and your body takes over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. You don't even sometimes like realize what you're doing or how you're responding. It's intuition.
Yep. Intuition. Your body and your brain are doing whatever it needs to say, no, I'm protecting myself.
I've got to survive.
Yeah. Gotta survive.
So then, I've written some points here. What would you describe the inner critic as? Because I kind of tossed up, well, what's the difference between an inner critic and imposter syndrome?
I think they're sisters. I think they're they sit so closely together, the inner critic and the because I think imposter syndrome stems from your inner critic.
Yes.
So I think it's maybe imposter syndrome is the baby of your inner critic.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was
I feel like it's the other way around. I think imposter syndrome.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think what imposter syndrome is, like, I think you can get diagnosed with that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So, and it's almost just like your inner critic. Okay. All right. No, I changed my mind. I think they have very similar things. I think inner critic for me is more just, your general sort of judgments of self of this isn't good enough. Why did you do that? That could be better, not good enough.
Yep.
Imposter syndrome, like it's just relentless, and it's almost a part of your personality.
Yeah. See, I feel like my imposter syndrome definitely gets worse when my inner critic is playing up. So if I'm telling myself constantly, you're so stupid, you're so bad at this, you're so bad at that, then my imposter syndrome goes, someone's going to find out you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So I feel like that's when I notice more in my job, especially thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I seem like I know what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing, is when I'm in my brain not feeling confident and not feeling competent. And that even when I'm feeling that in other aspects of my life, it will inject itself into other contexts. Yeah. So I think it's definitely critic than imposter syndrome for me, but it's different for everyone, I think.
Yeah. I guess, when do you think you sort of realised, oh, hang on a minute, there's another voice like talking to me. That sounds like, oh my gosh, like she's cray.
The voice is in my head.
But it's just an easy way to explain it, really. It's your own internal monologue, really.
Absolutely.
When do you think you picked up on oh, okay, like I'm actually talking to myself like this?
Yeah. Oh. Gosh, I don't even know. Maybe when I started therapy. Because I would be in session and my psychologist would say to me, whoa. When we started schema therapy, we actually named a part of myself like critical grace. Like, whoa, why are you saying that to yourself? So probably then. I wasn't really aware of it until then. And now I actively go, no, that's critical grace. You're being so mean to yourself. Don't do that. But probably not. And I only started therapy properly when I was 22. Yeah. And I'm 24 now. So I've only really noticed for the past 2 years, but thinking back, it's been there since I was...
Isn't that scary?
A child, like 6, 7.
Yeah, isn't that scary?
Mm-hmm. So scary. So all those years of telling yourself all those horrible things about you, and then only to realise at 22, crazy. Yeah. Crazy. What about you?
I think only recently, probably through therapy as well. Yeah. But definitely like quite recently, within the last 2 years, just with like more like independently, like I don't see a therapist anymore, but just through like journaling and realizing, oh my gosh, as I'm writing this out, this is coming from me. This is how I'm talking to myself. It sounds so simple, but
that's so good that you can recognize that from journaling. It's
not once upon a time, I'll be honest with
Yeah.
you, when I first started journaling, because it's a very common strategy people are given. I sort of sat down and was like, why am I doing this? You know,
That's how I always feel about journaling.
I feel like I have to write, I'm grateful for this, but I didn't have any connection to it. Like I was doing it just because I was told to. There was actual no outcome that I found helpful with it. It was like, oh, this is like what the right thing is to do apparently, so I should just do it anyway.
That is so interesting, because that is exactly how I have always felt about it. But you love it now.
Oh, now I do. Yep.
That's insane. Because I think the same every time I've tried it, and I will admit I've never stuck to it long enough, but same thing. I sit there and I go, what on earth is the point of this? I have so many other things to do.
Yeah.
I can't sit here.
I still go through that.
Yeah.
Where today, for example, but because, here you go, like because I've been feeling like just quite tired, I said to myself, no, you need to sit and do this because you've gone through the week and have obviously just not acknowledged that, and now you've gotten to the weekend. You need to let it out, and that's going to help, you know, mentally reduce that sort of weight that you're probably feeling right now. So I made time to do that. But I actually have a book that I also use. So I have a free one that just has blank pages and I don't have any rules. I just go in, and if I want to keep it simple and say, right, I just want to write like 2 or 3 words of how I'm feeling, or something that's on my mind that I'm worried about, or maybe, oh, I'm really grateful about this. But I also have this book by, I'm going to butcher the name, Rupi Kaur. Kaur.
Yeah.
It's
like
K-A-U-R.
Kaur.
Kaur.
Yeah.
I think she has lots of famous quotes or little affirmations, but she also has come out with this like guided journal book where you do like activities through it.
And you find that helpful?
And so the one I did today, it was sit down and put a timer on for 10 minutes and finish this sentence. And it was, I am most scared of people knowing ... Yeah.
Wow.
And I started with like one particular thing and then just kept going. And I got to the end of the 10 minutes and just thought, oh, there's still more I want to talk about.
Yeah, wow.
So that's something, if you need guidance, or, you know, don't know where to start or what the purpose of it is. Because I think the whole point of journaling, not only to like get space from what's going on in your head and just sort of like a release, but through that, that's where you learn about yourself.
Yeah. And I think the guided...
That's where you become more intuitive.
Absolutely. Bam, bam, bam. See, it all links. I think that would definitely help, because I always find when I sit down to a blank journal, I just feel overwhelmed. My brain is too crazy.
Yeah.
It's too busy to think. There's too many things popping out at once. And almost when I've tried it in the past, I find it more overwhelming than anything.
Yeah. And then do you just...
And then I just go, nah.
End up...
And then I just drop it, because then the whole point of doing this for self-care, a time to connect myself, ends up getting me more stressed out than I started.
But it doesn't need to be.
Yes.
And that's where you just got to...
And that's
a change of expectation as well. Of like, what is this going to be? Even if it's... You can start simple, right?
Yeah.
Just say, like, okay, how am I feeling? Like, how's my body feeling? Like, use, like, your physical cues to check in.
But that's my point. I think if there was, like, a guided one, like, that would be easier for me to follow rather than looking at a blank page.
Yeah.
Because doing that is when I get really overwhelmed.
Oh, totally.
It's almost like you don't know what to do and you don't want to do it wrong.
Yeah.
And that's my critic there.
Yeah.
I never want to do things the wrong way. Even in therapy, I always ask, is this right? Is this how this is supposed to go? And he's like, there's no way.
There is no right or wrong, and that's something that you learn as
yes,
well.
100%. And something I'm working really hard to develop, but yes, very.
Most of the time there's no right or wrong with
yeah,
how you go
yeah.
with how you go about things.
In the
But
grey of life.
that's a really great, I think, way to approach your own inner critic. When signs come up, I'm trying to think of an example. Trying to think of something recently. Okay, real simple. I didn't know if I should send an email or call someone at work. Because there's obviously pros and cons. Calling
both.
people
Gets
it
done quicker.
done quicker. But then I guess you might not get them, so you have to leave a voicemail, and then it ends up being a bit of phone tag. I always think that phone calls are a bit more like professional and take more courage.
Definitely take more courage because they're less regulated. You don't know what they're going to say to you on the phone, whereas when you have an email to respond to, you have time to think about what you're going to say.
Yeah.
But you really have to rely on